Hi, I'm Kevin Eikenberry, and I'm here to help you reach your potential as a leader and a human being. Welcome to Remarkable TV and the Remarkable Leadership Podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes, all right? Well, with that, let me tell you what we're going to talk about today. Today, I'm going to urge you to think goal first. Are you ready? Let's get started. Okay, think goal first. That seems like solid advice. It seems like something, boy, who wouldn't do that? Well, we don't always do that. And let me give you an example from my own personal work. So one of the things that we decided to do several years ago was to create what we then called and still call the daily email. It's designed as a short email for me to send out my thoughts for that day to a group of people. And it's now thousands of people, and we're honored to have them choose to join us, right? Now, the goal of this was to inspire and encourage and inform those people and to help them make each workday better. And so it really needed to come out early in the day. But what ended up happening was I wanted to write it the same day they got it. But since there's other work that has to happen besides Kevin just typing and then hitting send when it's going to a lot of people, there's a process, right? So what started to happen was I would write it early, and then someone else needed to do some work before it would go out. So it wasn't going out as early in the day as I kind of wanted it to go out. But because I wanted to write it that morning, we couldn't really do much with the process until I remembered to think goal first. The goal isn't for Kevin to have a routine that works for him. The goal is to have a product that works for the audience. So our new process is that I'm writing them the day before. I'm still writing them in the morning, so I can still have that feeling, but I'm writing them one day earlier. Bunch of changes to my mental routine, but not much change to the rest of our process. But it's allowing us to deliver it to people in the morning for them at the time we really wanted them to get it, early in their workday. The daily email. So what are the lessons for you from Kevin's foibles, right? Lesson number one, stay focused on the end goal, not just the short-term one. Like I hadn't lost track of we want to send a daily email, but I'd lost track of the big goal, which was how we wanted to impact the audience with it. And I got lost in my own routines around it and sort of my own internal wants and needs around it. So we must keep refocusing, keep reminding ourselves not only of where we are and what's going on, and is this useful, but what's the big goal here? Think goal first, think big goal first, keep refocusing on it so we make sure that we're not straying away from what we're really started out trying to accomplish. Next, release from the comfort zone. Yes, I got in the comfort zone. And some of you would say, I would be freaked out to have to write it the same morning it's going out. And that's fine, but it works for me. It helps me create what I think is a better product most days. But I had to get out of my comfort zone that says, well, I really want to write it today. Now, I've been doing this a couple weeks, and already there have been a couple times like, man, I wish I could say something that I can't say until tomorrow because I'm writing this for tomorrow and all that. But that's just all in Kevin's head. You got to release from your comfort zone of the current routine so you can think goal first and get back in alignment with that goal. And lastly, create feedback loops. Now, we believe that what people want is to get this early in the morning, or if they were getting it first thing in the morning, it would be more valuable to them. But in a few weeks, we're going to create a feedback loop to see if it's really better or not, right? Is it really providing what we hoped it would, and it will allow us to reframe our goal again, perhaps, or at least to know if we're doing the right thing. So we may be doing lots of valuable work. We may be deep into work and a routine that we've been doing for a long time, and we may have moved away from the goal, even just a little bit. So my advice for you today is to think goal first. Let me close with today's tweet. Once we have a routine, we can forget the big goal of the routine. Remember to think goal first and keep adjusting routines to stay in alignment with the goal. Well, my story today was about the daily email. And maybe now you're saying, hey, I want to get that daily email, and I would be honored and pleased if you'd choose to do that. The links for joining us for the daily email are all here. I hope you'll take advantage of that, and I hope you'll be back next week for another episode of Remarkable TV and the Remarkable Leadership Podcast.